Hey there, welcome to the QB Show. My name is Stacy Kildall, and my co-hosts are Woody Adams and Dawn Brolin. We want to ask you guys to take a couple minutes to visit each one of our sponsors and check them out. They've been helping us bring this show to you for the last 4 years. We have Avalara.com, making sales tax less taxing. They will calculate and pay your sales tax liability and take care of all of your returns as well. We have TSheets.com. This is probably the #1 employee-rated time tracking application on the planet, if not the galaxy, and an amazing team of people behind it. We have Skyline Hosting by UniDataIT.com. This is where we host all of our QuickBooks software as well as our other software like Microsoft Office. So please take a minute and visit them, and I hope you enjoy our show. All right, now we're live.
We are live, and thanks everybody for watching/listening. The QB Show, formerly Radio Free QuickBooks. My name is Woody Adams. I'll be one of your hosts for this evening. Let me get my camera that you can see me there. I have changed rooms. I'm out in the dining area, if you will, of the living room. Kind of like a multi-purpose room. It's actually really one room or 2 rooms in one. And I do work for Intuit, and the opinion statements or views that I express in this show may or may not reflect opinion statements, views of Intuit. Intuit's not affiliated with the show, but we're happy to have you.
Oh, did we lose Woody? You there, buddy?
Dawn is actually on vacation with her family down in Florida, Key West. So seeing some stuff on Facebook, it's a lot of fun. And of course we have Stacy Kildall, who's coming in her Wonder Woman shirt from the Enchanted Mitten. Stacy, how's it going there tonight?
We also have, I want to say, we just kind of got confirmation about this. Well, we talked about it last week. I talked about it with Kelsey and Kelly a little bit, but we had confirmation today from our friends at TSheets. And so Matt Rissell, CEO of TSheets, is going to be on again. We've had him on. I hope you guys aren't getting sick of him, but he usually has good stuff to say, so that's why we keep asking him. Also, we kind of like him. So we have him, and we have K-Beast, which I'm not even going to. She's in my phone as K-Beast. Kelly.
Just give it a try. Just give it a try. Just give it a try.
Nope, I'm not even gonna. You're just the K-Beast. Just like so that's it. So we're gonna talk to you in a second because you have really interesting stuff to talk about that's coming up on Sleater. So don't go anywhere because they have. Matt's got some really cool sessions to talk about that he's doing, and I get to do one with him with Bill Gerber, so we're going to talk about that. But also Kelly's going to talk about sort of a big announcement that they have that they're making next week at the Sleater Conference, so kind of exciting. But Woody, oh wait, and first of all, I do want to say that Ron's not here to tell me to sit on my hands, which usually means for me to stop talking because I can't talk without using my hands. So I want to say.
I keep saying words, and I don't know why. Right.
Gotcha. I keep speaking these words. So this is the shirt that I got from Wendy Bloomberg. We were talking last week. Wendy is one of our audience members, and she watches every week, and she's awesome. And she got each one of us customized shirts that were specific to something we had said or something that we like. Obviously, I'm kind of a Wonder Woman fan. So she got me the Wonder Woman shirt. I couldn't wear it last week because I got so much stuff from QuickBooks Connect that I had to ship it home, and it was in the box and it got here on Wednesday. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Wendy. I've got my shirt on, so my Wonder Woman shirt. And Woody, you have some cool stuff that you want to demo.
Well, did you want to do that or just let Kelly go since she's on? And I can always do that later, and then I can go get my T-shirt.
Well, why don't
you
go and do your demo, and then next time we'll talk to both of them. So we'll
I'll start, and just Stacy, if you can't see what I'm doing, then just tell me. But you should be able to see. All right, there's QBO. I'm not demoing that. I'm actually, and Don would be very happy, I'm in QuickBooks Desktop. I'm actually in Enterprise Solutions 2015, or 15.0 is like what we say around here. Now, demo is, I'm going to use that term loosely, because this is kind of my first foray into the advanced reporting module in QuickBooks Enterprise new this year. It comes with all the SKUs. I mean, you know how Enterprise now is a subscription, except for the accountant lens, Enterprise Accountant, but we'll get to that on another show right now. All the enterprises are subscription. You know, you pay like an annual fee, and it includes stuff. So we have silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum would have advanced inventory and advanced pricing, for example, and payroll. Gold also has payroll and advanced inventory, but not pricing. Silver is basically your base subscription of enterprise, and it has the advanced reporting. So the advanced reporting is not, even though it's an extra module, it literally, you open up from the reports menu, and it opens like Fixed Asset Manager would. For those of you guys used to Enterprise or QuickBooks Accountant, you've used that. Or it opens like Statement Writer would for that same audience, right? Because it's in both of those platforms. But it's not an add-on by cost at all. We're just including it in any SKU of Enterprise, any real subscription level. You have to be in multi-user mode. Found that out the hard way, like most things. And you'll find it under the Reports menu. Now, we had, you know, custom reporting was the name of it at one point, and it was, you know, it's kind of like using Access or Excel or Crystal reports to try to build your reports. This, we're kind of surfacing it up closer to you. However, it's not any easier to create these reports if you're not skilled with what all the fields mean, because it's basically going to allow me to add any field to a report that I want to. And then you can send it to Excel or print it out, or you'll see the options in there. And it's not easy. I mean, for me, I played around with it for a various hours, not tons of time. I was asked if I could figure out how to build a report, and the product manager, Joseph Lassie, nice enough to show me how, and that really gave me a kind of a window into how advanced reporting works. But it's a huge runway, and I'm by no means an expert, and it will take a long time, and I'll get to it when I can. But you see this advanced reporting on the reports menu, and I wanted just to build a daily register, but I want to show you some other stuff. Now, it is going to ask you to update, which I'm not going to do. I already have. It's basically, because it is an add-on, it's going to add, you know, all of the fields and data labels and everything in Enterprise to the database, right? But I'm going to skip it, because once you're done, you're done. And it can take a while depending on the size of the file. Now, here are the reports that I've already built, but these are the canned ones we give you. We are going to add more as we go along. But just to kind of give you an example, like the customer list, let me just kind of open that report for a second, and then we'll look at a couple others. And you can see it's outside of Enterprise. It opens up, and I can blow it up to a huge screen if I want. And and this is basically what it looks like. And we'll go over some of the things when I build the actual daily register. But what I like about it is when I right-click on a table, and the customer list is really a table, I can choose properties. We call it like a dimension. And all those columns there are called expressions, right? This is literally like having Crystal within Enterprise. And this is where it gets, I think, complicated for me. So I want to add another column, like price level. So I can go to expressions, and I can click Add. And then under the tables, I'm going to scroll down to, it's going to bring up all the tables that are within the customer record, if you will, anything that would be attached to it. And I'm going to go down and choose, price level. And actually, I'll do price level item there. That's probably the one I want. That's probably why it didn't come up before. And then I'm going to click Paste, and I'm going to click OK, and then I can name this label, and I can call it price level. And then I click OK, and it's going to add a column to the very right of the report. And then if I have a price level on the file, it would show up here in this column. So you can add columns to the report and kind of filter by doing, say, properties. I'm going to click Close for now and show you like another canned report. So you guys can build reports. You go to the list. It brings up the list where we were before. Now here's a real fun one I like. There's an AR aging dashboard. Love showing this because I think it really shows the impact of what this could be. Like, this is a QuickBooks report, but you're not really building this in QuickBooks at all. You're not, but you're going to try to. It's like a dashboard, and then it has all my customer names and their current and different aging periods with overdue balances and stuff. And I can drill on the particular customer over there, and it'll show exactly what they have for that. And so this is very exciting, this kind of power of the reporting. The AR aging dashboard, we have a P&L, we have all that kind of stuff. Now, how do we build one from scratch? So what you can do is just right-click, you go to the list, and I'm going to do Start from Scratch. Okay? And that's going to give me my canvas. I'm going to click Open. So blank report, and I have list box, table, chart, text, utility. Now, I'm going to bring over the current selection because I'll need that later, the report date ribbon, and the report title. Again, I can right-click, choose properties. I'm going to call it Daily Register. We'll call it DR5. I think I'm up to there. It's the only report I know how to run. And I might have already forgotten. But I'll get you close so you can see. Here's different charts you can run. We're going to add more charts because, you know, it's a lot to learn. You're either going to have to ping an Intuit reseller you know locally, or maybe some advanced certified pro advisors who's schooled in Crystal and all that stuff is really going to take this on and gets what all the fields are and things like that. Intuit's not going to train anybody to use this. I just wanted to be clear. We're going to support you installing it and making sure the data gets up there, but there's no way we're going to become experts in kind of Crystal reporting. So it's going to be someone who's just a chieftain in the industry that figures that out. Probably not me, but I'm going to try to create some cool reports and show them maybe once a month or once every couple months just for fun. Because it really does blow the doors off any kind of report limitations that are in Pro Premier and Enterprise, because I can access other fields that aren't on typical QuickBooks reports because of the source versus target rules. Not really going to matter. I could have purchase and sales transactions in the same report, for example, without having to run, you know, a general ledger. It would be actually just a list report or something with totals. You can do stuff like that. Things that typically wouldn't be on a customer base report from the vendor side, you could add and build. I just don't know what those are, but if you tell me those or send them to, you know, I think it's show it. Stacy will remind us the email address. Gosh, sorry. I don't know what it is. Anyways, our email address will be fun when I have time to try to play around with the report. So just so you guys know, we'll help you get up and running, but not necessarily train you on how to use it. So it'll be somebody else. So here's the tables, and then here's the list box where I can add income accounts, expense accounts, P&L, balance sheet accounts, etc. And you're adding the table. Or you can right-click and choose New Sheet Object, and I'm going to do a chart. And I'm going to choose, there's pivot, right? And there's a bunch of other charts you can choose, but I'm going to choose just a regular one, and I'm going to call it, you know, Daily Register or something like that, yeah. And I'm going to click Next. And now I'm going to, and this is a Daily Register, we're going to transaction type. So here's all the available fields and groups from QB Enterprise file, right? All the naming conventions, items, etc. And I'm going to go down to transaction type because that's what we're going to be looking at. Basically, a daily register is all the transaction types in the file for today or for a period of time. So you can go down there, and I want a specific one. Here it is. And that's going to be my main kind of dimension or table, if you will. I'm going to leave it there. And then I click Next, and now I get to my expressions. Expressions, again, are columns. Now you can use this Functions tab because the first function I want is going to be an aggregation. And I'm going to call it, this one is going to be the count. And I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to leave it there. And then go back to fields. And here you have, I have under aggregation, I'm going to have total count. And then it's going to be from transaction type. Transactions, sorry. And then the field will be transaction type. Sorry, takes a while.
So, hey, Woody?
Yes. I'm going to click in here. Sorry, go ahead. Okay. Now I have the count, and I can call it like daily, you know, transactions. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, because Matt's on, can we, while that's thinking, can we come back?
Yes.
And then, okay.
Let's go ahead and let's start with the Matthew, and if you want to answer the questions while I'm building the report, and then I'll have the actual demo. Let me unshare. But I did want it to be fair to Matt. I did want to say Rissell is the last name.
No.
I've been practicing it for a while, so I want to bring on Matt Rissell from TSheets, the CEO. And Kelsey wanted me to say Rissell, or the Riz.
Call him the Riz? We were supposed to call him the Riz.
Yeah, I know. But I wanted to show that I can say it correctly. I've been
I like
practicing
you called me
the last couple
Matthew.
hours.
I know.
Yeah.
No one ever calls him
I thought
Matthew.
that was-
Thank that.
Felt like I was in trouble for a second
You know
there.
what? If we knew your middle name, next time you're on, we may have to middle name you. Brolin will do it. She'll middle name you. There's no.
Oh yeah.
No doubt.
She has no fear. Yeah, she doesn't care. So we have Matt Rissell on, and I want to thank you for coming on again. I know it was kind of short notice, and I know that, anyway, there was a little bit of confusion, but we want to talk about what you have going on next week. You have a few things going on, a few sessions that you're doing at Sleater next week.
Oh, is Sleater next week?
Yeah, that's next week.
Oh. Where is that? Where is
Be
it?
careful, Matt.
It's in.
You might give me a heart attack. Be careful.
It's in Las Vegas, so I'm just gonna put it out there.
Hashtag Vegas.
Hashtag Vegas. So also, I want to make one announcement. I forgot to do this. If you are listening to the show, you can follow along and you're not actually watching it. If for some reason you can't do that, you can always follow us live now with the Twitter hashtag of QB Show Live. So we've kind of let our chat room on our live page go, and now we're using kind of a live chat, a live like hashtag Twitter chat thing. And I think that's going to be a little bit easier for people to follow. And from what it seems like, it's not so sketchy as the chat room was. So I just wanted to let everybody know that. But Matt,
like hashtag LOLOLOLOLOL.
Right. I love how you're doing that thing. So that's pretty funny. So why don't you tell us about what you have going on Monday morning? That's the first thing that we want to talk about. I love the title of this particular session. So do you want to give us a little? I know what it is, but I want you to tell us.
Well, you know what it is because you're gonna be there. You're gonna be speaking at it.
I have 12 minutes.
So look, Monday, if you guys are going to be in Vegas for the Sleater Solutions 14, I hope you all are. It'll be a great time. And so Monday morning, mark it down. We have a speaking session set up, and it's not going to be just a normal speaking session where you're going to yawn. You know what? I'm going to be able to count the number of yawns on my one hand, if there's any at all. Good. And number two, you're actually going to learn something. And number three, you'll actually have a call to action. You'll have something to do. And here's the title. Persistence is key. Because if being badass was easy, everyone would do it.
Everyone would.
I like that.
And not everybody does it.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to be badass, it turns out.
It's kind of hard. Unless, you know what, unless you're kind of oblivious and you don't really know that you're being badass and you have, well, I can't use that word, but you have, your bucket of F is empty. If it's empty, because if you have none, right, you can give none, and so you're inadvertently sometimes being a badass that way. Just saying.
I agree. And so, look, it's real. I mean, it's real. We're going to talk about how and what it's like to be real, like not to be the lottery ticket winners, but to be us, like you, like me, like Clay, like Woody, like Kelly, like TSheets, and basically, you know what? There's always another company out there that's more funded. There's always a person out there with more experience. There's always somebody out there with more. You fill in the blank. I don't want to give it all away.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. You have the opportunity to create what it is that you want to create based on the decisions that you make. And that's what we're going to talk about. And I think we're going to tee you up for a really successful 2015. So you don't want to miss that. That's Monday morning. And then Monday afternoon, there's another session called From Vision to Focus. And it's a peek in the mind of a few CEOs. A few of the actual top app partners in the Intuit marketplace. Chris Farrell, CEO of Tally, Josh, CEO of Zen Payroll, Eric Pulaski, CEO of SmartVault, and last and probably least, Matt Rissell, CEO of TSheets. I will be there. All together, you know, fighting with each other. I hope there's a few fights because that gets interesting. I mean, not like...
You know what? I'm going to be in the audience shouting, 4 men enter, 1 man leave. Foreman, enter. We're just like Mad Max. Underdogs, right? That would be super fun.
But look, it'll be helpful, and it'll give you an insight into what I think the future of apps and connected to QuickBooks is going to look like. And there may be disagreeing perspectives, which would be even more valuable, so that you really get to see what people are thinking. I like those when they're raw and there's a little bit of tension involved, and you get really what people think. And then the last thing is, the very first ever. Do we have a drum roll? Ever TSheets certification program is being launched Sunday, the very first day of Sleeter. If you would like to be first and get certified in TSheets, there's going to be a ridiculous list of benefits that you'll get, and Kelly is going to share a little bit about that.
Yes, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're great.
Perfect. So yeah, we're so excited to be launching our first ever, as Matt said, inaugural class of our TSheets certification. It is going to go live at Sleeter Sunday, 2 o'clock in the Neapolitan Ballroom number 4. And it's a huge deal. We've been working on this for a while. We've been collaborating with Christine Galley, and she has helped us put together a really comprehensive overview of TSheets, and it's just a way to take our partnership with all of the amazing pro advisors who have already raised their hand and said that they want to be affiliated with TSheets and be a TSheets pro to the next level and become certified and help our pros start to have the tools to not only know more about TSheets if they want to learn more about the software, but know who's a good fit for TSheets, how to start those conversations. So it's only an hour of your time. I mean, officially it's 2 to 3:30, but it's really like the actual certification is an hour, and then there's a half an hour for Q&A and stuff like that. And you'll get certified, and then you can put a really awesome, I mean, you know TSheets. We don't do anything half-ass. So we've got this pretty kick-ass badge, badass, to go with the theme of the conference that we're going to roll out.
Kelly, that was a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You can say ass on cable television, though, so I think you can say ass on a TV show.
This is our show, so we say it often. I say it all the time. I think I dropped in the S word. I'm not going to say it now because I don't want to get an explicit rating, but sometimes we do swear a little bit because we are adults, and that's what I tell my kids.
You can say ass on, like, ABC.
You told them.
And Disney owns that. So if you can say it on the Disney network, we can say it on the QB show.
No. So anyway, we have our very first certification program on that Sunday, and we're excited about it. And the benefits that's going to be available to the pro advisors and the accountants that are out there for being a part of the certification program, trust me, you'll want to be at the top of the list. There's actually already a line of people that have said, I want to be at the top of your list. There's a lot of referrals that come from it, and there'll be actually a whole list of benefits. So make sure you're there if you get a chance to be there on Sunday afternoon. What else did I miss, Stacy?
Oh, I know I'm going to miss it. Sorry.
Oh. No, what else did I miss? Did I miss something?
What else did Matt miss?
I'm going to miss it. Oh, I haven't missed that because I have a lot of questions for Kelly about certification. So
bring it on, girl.
So I'm wondering, who did you guys get to help you write and do the technical writing for the actual material in the exam? I'm assuming there's an exam. Or do you just have to... There's a cat. By the way, there's a cat.
Drink your wine.
Drink your wine. So what I'm wondering is, first of all, who... Did you guys write it, or did you have somebody help you? And if so, who worked on the exam?
We had Christine Galley from Technology in a Box help us put together the certification, which is a huge honor. Christine has a really long history in the industry and was a part of the original QuickBooks certification, like 15 years ago.
She's an amazing, wonderful, just wonderfully nice, warm person. And she's just good people. Love her to death. And also... She's from Michigan. She's from the
she is. And she's a huge...
20 minutes away. Love her.
Yeah, she does. She lives really close to you. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, she's awesome, and we're really thrilled to be working with her. So Good
So,
quality.
And then my other question, and I don't interrupt because I'm really excited about this, is how is the training going to work? Do they just have to sit through the training and then they get certified, or are they going to do the training and then go back and take the exam? Do you take the exam during the training? Just kind of walk us through how it works.
Yep, on Sunday, it's just a live class being taught by myself, Victoria, all the TSheets staff will be in the room. All you need to do is hang out with us for an hour. We trust, because we know you've been in the room, all the information that we would test you on, you've absorbed. So we aren't going to do a test live in the room. Now, there will be a residual version of the certification that will launch something that will live on our website down the line. There will be an exam tied to that so that we can ensure someone's actually gone through the course material. Right. But in this case, since it's a live exam, all you have to do is hang out with us for an hour. We'll make it fun, I promise.
Well, we know that. And my other question is, are they going to get CPE credit for that?
They will not get CPE credit this time around, but we are working to incorporate that for the future.
Okay, that's good. I'm really excited about that, and I'm bummed that what time is it on Sunday?
That's 2 p.m. in Vegas. Okay. So yes, Stacy, I know that you couldn't get in time, but and it's actually pretty limited. We can only accommodate 50 people in the class. The first 30 do get entered for cash prize, $250. You win right there in the room. You have to obviously register and attend. So if you want to register, you just go to, actually, I can send you the link, Stacy, and I don't know, maybe when this gets posted on YouTube, we can put it up in the...
Yep. And then if you want, we can post it on the Twitter, too, with the QB Show Live hashtag.
Hashtag. Yeah, that would be perfect, because it's kind of a long URL. But that way, first 30 to register and actually...
Send it to me, and I'll create a bit.ly for it, or if you want to create a bit.ly link, that would be helpful.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Perfect. But yeah, we're really excited. It's going to be a fun way to launch it live at the event with the people that we made it for. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's the 9th, November 9th, is that right?
Yep. Sunday, the 9th.
Sunday! I feel like you guys should get like those,
Sunday.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the monster truck show things. You guys
yeah, Sunday!
Just start and do your announcements. I'm really excited about this. This is really cool. So
yeah, we're excited too. We're really stoked. It's going to be awesome.
Totally bummed I'm missing it.
It's okay. We'll get you.
If you guys were live streaming, I could watch it on the plane.
That it. And you could.
Congrats.
I'm assuming you'll be one of our first certified.
Well, yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, I'm not going to be because I'm not going to be in the training, but...
Yeah, you're going to have to work something out, Stacy. I don't know. We'll bargain. We'll figure something out.
Kelly, is it official that if you go to this certification program that particular day, you'll walk out certified?
You will walk out certified.
Whoa, I didn't know. Okay, got it.
Yeah, so I will not be. I'm going to have to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, congratulations on this initiative and putting together a certification program for TSheets. I think that's awesome. It's not easy. Not an easy task.
It's been a labor of love for sure. So thanks.
I'm sure. It's awesome. How long did it take? Like end to end to create it?
Few months. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Close to 6 months. Well, and Woody and Stacy, thank you guys very much for having us on the show. It was really hard not having Ricardo and Dawn on the show.
I know, and that's
Dawn's in the ocean.
You guys have like this epic bromance. I mean, you guys, I could feel it in the room. I mean, it was there. It was real. It was a true bromance. There was a connection at QB Connect when you guys were live in the room together. It was amazing. And we're talking, of course, about Chris Repetto, he's a really funny guy.
Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo and Brolin, and she's on vacation. So we're gonna have to have you back. Obviously, we love having you guys on, but we have one more thing that I need to ask you guys about. Last year, there was an event that you guys hosted at a club in Caesar's Palace at Sleater I think the club was called Pure. And what I'm wondering is, I know that place is closed down right now for some sort of remodeling. So you guys obviously probably aren't having any kind of party or event this year then if that place is closed, right?
Right.
We're all partied out.
I would not expect anything, TSheets to host anything or to do anything on Tuesday night. I wouldn't expect it. Don't, write it down on your calendar for like Tuesday evening to very late evening. But
Like maybe starting at like 9:30, maybe at an alternate club in Caesar's Palace. Like that's not happening.
I'm gonna make sure that I put that I am completely available from say 9:30 to maybe 2:30. Well, you guys. Oh no, you guys are leaving Thursday. I thought you guys all had your early morning flights. So I'll just say I keep telling Kelsey that and all the girls at TSheets that I'm gonna be in bed by like 11 o'clock every night at Sleater.
Yeah, you're delusional.
Right.
Sorry.
No, that's happening. So I'm gonna say that it's. I love how you guys laugh like, oh, you're so funny. So I'm going to make sure that I don't put anything on my calendar Tuesday, November, what is that, 11th?
The 11th.
Or say 10 p.m. Vegas time. There's nothing happening.
There's nothing happening, so I would keep your calendar totally free.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing happening. That's all.
Thanks for clarifying.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, you guys. Come back
thanks for coming on the
anytime.
show.
Appreciate it. I'm really excited.
Woody, has your QB file all synced up there?
No, it didn't work out. I wasn't able to build the report after all. Unfortunately. I'm doing something. I just can't remember. Luckily, I recorded me doing it, so I can go watch my own video, which I know is kind of narcissistic, but I got to be able to do it somehow. Maybe next week. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
But no, I'm just so happy for you guys with the certification. That's a huge undertaking. Wow.
Thanks. We really appreciate that.
Wow. Yep. And we'll, looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday night. I'll be in the Intuit booth from 5:30 to 8:30. That's all I'll know. Sunday night, so I'll be around.
We'll see you guys
See you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks
for coming on.
Kelly. We'll see you next week.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
having us. Bye.
Oh, you bet. Thanks for coming on. So, sorry, I don't know what happened. We do have a video. I'm going to share it anyway. It's kind of annoying though because I really knew how to do this. Here's actually the report that I wanted to build, and I'll do the 11th. I guess is a good day on December. So on December 11th of 2000, let's go to 13. There's more data there. 2013. This shows me how many bills we entered that day, how many bill payment checks, how many credit memos. I mean, this detail is just awesome. And then the totals, the total register amount. And I think it's probably because I forgot to add this table, or list box, I should say, called transaction type. And then, in the properties of the register dimension, so there it is, I just chose transaction type. And the expressions for the columns, again, I have two, total transactions and daily register amount total. But I think where the snafu's coming is I don't remember the functions I chose. I think it was count, and something else. But I'll try again next week. But anyway, if you know how the function tab works within the expression and the fields, and again, these are all the different tables. I probably chose transaction type. Then you're able to really create some cool reports on a range of different things. Again, the list itself has some canned stuff. We even have a nice job estimate versus actual detail. I was trying to play around with how you can add like payroll items to that, or in particular employee time. This is the kind of reporting you'd be able to do, or add something strange to the P&L or sales by item detail. Maybe like purchase orders by vendor or something onto that as a column or two. So, good luck. Advanced reporting in enterprise. Again, I don't know how you're going to learn it. That's what I come away from. I don't know how you guys are going to learn it, but hopefully you just already kind of know that type of reporting.
what,
with maybe Access or Crystal or Excel, right? I mean,
yeah, you'll have to learn by doing. I mean, that's the only.
I know, but it's just you can't call into it because we're not going to be able to tell you. So
Right.
it's really complicated. I mean, there's a couple product managers and engineer who I've been working with, or a QA guy. They know it well. They work on it all day long, so they remember which function to choose, which field label to choose, and then how that corresponds. If I could just get a few reports under my belt, I think I could remember and get a good base foundation. So we'll try again. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll move on to the show doc, and we have some cool QBO questions. Stacy, on the new recurring transaction screen, and I do want to thank TSheets for coming on. Sorry I was kind of out of it there, but they did a great job, and it sounds very exciting, this, their certification program. And Christine Galley's going to teach it. That's awesome. Technology in a box. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool. And Christine Galley is a really great person. I'm really excited that it was her that helped them. Mitten Girl, she's from the Mitten, just so you know. She's from right around here, just like me. She's like 20 minutes away. Yeah, it should be really, really cool. So you have a question for me?
Yes. Where is the use button on the new recurring transaction screen? I mean, these are from the forums, and I can't believe this was a question. If you're on the recurring transaction screen,
really, you know what? I don't have it up. I can log in. Do you want me to log in?
If you want, or I can show it.
Do you have it up? Do you have it? It's easy to, I think, show. I don't have QBO up. I haven't had a chance. I actually got logged out because I've been logged in for so long. Sorry.
Yeah, let me have a successful screen share, and then that'll make me feel better, and then I'll be able to continue on for the next 25 minutes. So I'm in a sample file here, and if you go to recurring transactions, the use tab is like right at the top, 2 over from new. So you highlight it, you click use. So it's not so much the question, but I don't understand why they didn't see it. I'm not trying to, split hairs or be mean or something, but I don't understand why there was a question. It's got to be something else. So use is right there. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to say I don't either. But you know what? There's a lot of times where I will say, people just sometimes don't, they don't click around, or maybe their screen is, something's going on with their screen. You never know. I'm just going to say, you never, ever know what's happening.
Stacy, the use tab is really like 2 down from new. Not sure. Anyway, but you can automatically send emails and include unbilled charges. Always like to point that out in QBO. These are the 2 things that the memorized transactions in desktop don't do.
Yep.
Okay. So
and you know what?
that's
John Power, he is one of our Aussie friends. He was talking about the QB. He's actually participating in our live chat, so I want to thank him for doing that. He was saying that the QuickBooks Advanced Reporting, he says, and I quote, "It's neat, but it's not for the faint-hearted. It needs a certain tech skill level, in my opinion."
I agree.
And I agree. It really does. Yep, it really does.
I just proved that well. Because if you don't have that level, or you forget or don't spend enough time on it, then you're just going to kind of look like a buffoon. But, I've been there before. I've been in that hole before. I know how to get out. So, another question. QuickBooks Online, how do I change time entered into a customer time activity action and have it remain in decimal format and not convert to minutes? Stacy, can you even do that in QuickBooks Online?
You know what? I don't know. I've never been asked this question.
You can't.
You can't?
No, there is one number setting, which is basically, how do you want thousands to show up? Is the comma here? Is there a period? But all the time entry in QBO is minutes, and there's not a decimal option like in desktop. So I tested that the other day.
I know you can enter it in, but you can't make it show that.
That's what they want. Yeah, like I can enter it. Right, exactly. You can enter it as a decimal, 1.5 or something, but it's going to show as 1:30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
You do stuff with Intuit Online Payroll, right? And payroll, things like that.
Yeah, so I have a number of payroll clients, and all of my payroll clients are using Intuit Online Payroll. I have them on Intuit Online Payroll for accountants. So, and what I like about that, and I just was talking to the payroll people, is the reason I like that is because it really doesn't matter what version of QuickBooks they're using, because IOP, Intuit Online Payroll, integrates with both desktop and QBO. And some of my payroll clients, I just do their payroll, and they don't even ask me for an import. They just ask me for reports, and then they do whatever in whatever accounting system they have. So that's why I like IOP, because it really doesn't matter what they're using. So yeah, I love my IOP. Oh, I love that stuff.
Well,
What's the
it's
question?
foundation of the QuickBooks Online Payroll, and the question is, I seem to have two biweekly payrolls. One employee's on one schedule, and then the other three are on the other payroll schedule, which I'm going to call the correct payroll schedule. I think the question is, how do I resolve that? Do you have any thoughts?
So what you need to do, all you need to do is go edit the employee and then choose whatever payroll schedule they're not on, and then that's it. And I don't know, because I've never had a situation where you need to delete or remove. I think you should be able to edit or delete a payroll schedule.
Yep,
I don't see
you
why you
can.
wouldn't be able to do that.
You can.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
just
exactly
move
it.
them. You would just drop it down in the menu and then just move them to that, because the QuickBooks Online Payroll works very similar to Intuit Online Payroll. It's basically Intuit Online Payroll sort of dropped in the middle of QBO, so they work almost the same exact way. So, I mean, I would think that the setup would just be, to delete it.
Nice. No, that is true. Yep, you got it. All right. I need to export a customer email list so that I can generate regular email newsletters. They're in QuickBooks Online, and they just want to kind of export the list. Do you have any thoughts on how they go about doing that?
So the way I would do this, I would first, there are solutions that will integrate with QuickBooks. I know Constant Contact will integrate now with QuickBooks Online. I'm pretty sure I saw them in the App Center the other day. And there are other CRMs that you can use to help do this. But if you just need to export it to Excel, it's really easy. You can just do a report. And again, I don't have it logged in, and I'm not going to be able to get logged in enough. But just pull a customer contact and then filter it so that it just, I'm assuming this is how I would go to do it. You would just filter it so that it just shows that maybe the name and the email address, and then export it to Excel.
Nice. That's good.
That's
right.
What
Run a
what I would
list
do.
report or a customer contact report.
Yep. And then
Cool.
and then go in and customize the report so that it just shows the email.
Nice. I did show. Let me share out.
Are you going to share out?
Yeah, I'll share out while you're
Okay,
logging in. You don't have to. It's up to you. We'll just go in the same file. And this is on the forum, the Intuit community. So I just said, well, you can go to the customer list by clicking on customers. Then you have the ability to export this to Excel. But I like your idea of going to the reports, and then all reports. And I'm guessing I'm reviewing sales, customer contact list. Right, there you go. Beautiful. And then, would you agree that a lot of people don't know that you can customize reports in QBO?
I would say they may see that button, but what I have found is that a lot of people don't click around on stuff. So they probably see that, but they really don't know what it is. And so, yeah, I would say they may see it, but they don't know exactly what it'll do. And what's great about this report is if you need to do this in the future, you can customize it, you can memorize it, you can share it out with other users if you need to, and then that way you don't have to customize this and filter it every time you want to export that list.
Right. So here's Stacy's report, client, email, and then that you can then go. Very nice. Yeah, I like the fact that you can customize. Really cool.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you
would be
for that.
how I would do it.
Yep. All right, let's go back in and unshare. Oh,
You know what I want to talk about, and this is what you and I were emailing about, I think it was last week. So I had a situation where I had a client who was, we'll just say, not an ideal client. There was some scope creep going on.
Scope creep? What's that?
Well, that's what we signed our engagement. We signed our engagement letter, and we said we're going to do, this, and this. And 2 weeks into the engagement, it was just kind of, he was sort of inundating us with, I need another phone call to go over stuff that was not included in our engagement letter. And then when we told him that it was going to be extra and outside of our engagement letter, he was not very happy with that and chose to cancel services, and I said that's fine. And I knew what was coming, and so I just issued him a refund for the what we had agreed in our engagement letter for our monthly services, because I knew it was going to be a problem, and I just didn't want I didn't want him to walk away dissatisfied with anything or feel like he was getting the short end of the stick. So I refunded him. So rather than do a credit memo and then refund it, I basically just did a credit refund, I think it's called in QBO. And again, I'm still not logged in, and the reason why I'm not is because I'm following the chat and things like that. So anyway, what I found is that what I did when I issued the credit refund is I had, before we had completely canceled and we still had access, I had printed out our audit log, our activity log of everything that we had done for him over the last 2 weeks, as well as taken some screenshots of all the emails that had exchanged back and forth, just to let him know, like, hey, we did everything that we possibly could for you, and I'm really sorry, but we've exceeded the scope of the engagement, and I still want you to be happy, and yada yada. So you can attach those things to the credit refund, and you can even tell it to email with the form, but the problem is you can't print the form and you can't email the form. So it's a kind of a big deal, I think, in QBO, and it's one of those things where I very rarely find things in QBO where I get really bummed that it doesn't do something, and this is one of those times where I ended up looking really rather unprofessional, because in order to show him that I had given him a refund, I had to do screenshots of that credit refund, that customer refund, rather than actually send him the form with the attachments with it. So, yeah, so just FYI, it looks when you're creating, because I've never ever had to do that for a client. I mean, in the 10 years or almost 11 years that I've been using QBO, I've never had to do that for a client. And so I was sort of shocked, but just that's a thing, and so I had to do the screenshot. But when you're creating it, it looks like you can print it, and you're attaching documents to it, and it even says, attach to email, but you can't email and you can't print. So I just wanted to give a heads up for that. That's
and that was the refund receipt? That's the refund receipt?
Yes, the refund receipt. Yep.
Refund receipt. Yep. Snag it, right. Lousy answer, but yeah, snag it. Gotcha. Sorry about that. But hey, we got it to the appropriate people so they can put it on the roadmap. That's nice. Like that. All right. So that's why vendor credits don't show. Okay, gotcha. Now
here's vendor credits. That was just my little tidbit.
Refund receipt, right. This one is, why don't vendor credits show in the transaction list when using the find match feature? I'm assuming this is in find match feature. Trying to match a credit card payment to this is in online banking, the downloaded transaction. They're trying to match a credit card payment to a list of vendor invoices, but the vendor credit is not showing. So total's off by that amount. I was wondering if did they create a vendor credit, or was it a bill and not a credit? So I mean, I was trying to figure out what it could have been. You do a lot more with online banking than I do. They have credit card payments there in the list, or expenses, I guess. Yep. And then when they downloaded from the credit card statement.
Because, you know what, I will say this, I've never seen this because most of my clients are cash basis, and so if they're using their credit card to pay for something, odds are they have not entered a bill. So they're not using the credit card to pay the bill, it's just a cash basis transaction. if they're going to, my clients who are using the Enter Bill Pay Bill, they're generally using Bill.com, or they're cutting a check out of QuickBooks Online. So I honestly, I can say I don't know why they don't, and I've never had this situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell them why other than remoting in, but, so when you're on the forum, you're just kind of answering the question there. And so I suggest, well, you sure your credit, things like that, and not a bill. Because when you do find the transactions, when you're in that online banking and you have a match, I don't think I have something that can compete with what they're doing unless I had canned it before here tonight. But wouldn't the match show up if you had it in there? I mean, it doesn't have to be a bill.
If you've already entered it in, yeah, it should match up. If you've told QuickBooks Online that you're paying it, the only reason it's not going to show up is if it's already been matched or it's been reconciled. So that would be the only thing. Oh, we actually have a listener question, an audience member question.
Sure.
Jeff Van Dusen is wondering, why can a business not be a vendor and a customer? I sell parts to the same business that I also purchase items from. And I'm going to answer this and say you can, but in order, just the way that QuickBooks, and it doesn't matter what version of QuickBooks you're talking about, you can have a vendor be a customer. You just have to do something, and what I usually do is when I'm entering them in, the name that I have it show up on the list, I'll say like Kildall Services and then in parentheses vendor, and then Kildall Services and then parentheses customer. But the contact information is always going to be the same in both the customer and the vendor records. And the reason why I do that is just to make sure that it's always the right name is being used. And the reason why it does that is QuickBooks just doesn't allow you to have duplicate names in different lists. So that's why they do that. And so for a long time when I first started using QuickBooks, somebody had told me just put a period at the end of the name. So if you had like Kildall Services in a customer list, and then you wanted to end a vendor, just do Kildall Services LLC with a period at the end. But I found that I don't, this was like a million years ago, what I found is that I don't like that for reporting purposes because sometimes you can use the wrong, just the wrong name, and so if you go do a search for that name, not all of the transactions. So I found that if you put that in parentheses customer or vendor, so that when you're looking at the vendor list and you're pulling any of those reports or the customer list, you can make sure that you're using the right list name. That's just me. That's what I do. Other people might do different things.
That's good. Cool. Hey, let's jump over, and thanks for that. Let's and by the way, a vendor credit does show up on the option for finding matches, because I saw a customer card, credit card there, credits, refunds. The transaction should be there, so my guess is it wasn't entered in, or they entered in as a bill. That's my only thing. All right, so, and thanks, Stacy, for that. Good stuff. Oh, let's go to switch to desktop real quick, just to be fair. QuickBooks Pro, is it possible to print just a...
Just so you know, we don't have to be fair, because last week while you were gone, Dawn and I did all desktop. We could do QBO all night.
Yeah, I just felt like I had to qualify it, or maybe I just qualified it without thinking. So it says, is it possible to print just a portion of my item list? Since the pages aren't numbered, I'm not sure how to do this. So you can do it. It just takes a little bit. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to go share out again. And I'm in Enterprise, but it would be the same in Pro. You go to your list, item list, and then I'm going to do Control-P for print. Okay, now see, I can print, a page range, but they're right. Well, how do I know? Because I don't see a page break. You're not going to see a page break on the item list itself. But what I found helpful is if you click Preview, and then you can kind of zoom in and see where the pages are. So, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but on page 1, I'm going to go down to, this removal of labor, et cetera, and the next page, whatever. So, but at least you'll be able to know what the range would be from seeing where it is based on the page breaks, right, 7, 8, et cetera. And then I can put, okay, I need to print pages 3 through 8. So, I mean, not ideal, but it is a way to do that.
You could also, couldn't you also export it to Excel? Maybe export the report to Excel and then just print maybe portions of it, or maybe hide some rows if you need to?
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Yeah, that's totally doable too. Yeah.
There we go. See? Nothing but solutions coming from us tonight. Nothing but things.
Yeah, and then just choose which ones they are, I guess, and do it from there. Yeah, that's
There
good.
you go.
Very nice. Thanks for that as well. All right, so rolling on.
Got a couple
Stop
more minutes
sharing.
left of the show.
And all right, downloaded transactions for one of my accounts suddenly started coming in as payments rather than a charge. Any idea how to fix that? So
No. I'm going to say no. I don't know.
So it's a Home Depot thing that has come in all the time. My thing is, I asked him first because we added bank rules recently. I was like, well, did you go and when you were setting up a bank rule for Home Depot, did you choose money in as opposed to money out, and then it might change the incoming transaction as a quote-unquote payment, customer payment? And I said, are you sure it's a customer payment? They're like, no, there's no bank rules and that. And so I said, disconnect the bank and then reconnect it, or disconnect the credit card and then reconnect that and see if it kind of wakes it up or whatever. And he tried that as well. Still no deal. And so I can't explain why all of a sudden a credit card charge at Home Depot would somehow turn into a customer payment coming in to deposit in from online banking.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's why I'm like, nope, I don't want to touch this. I don't know. I don't know the
Right.
answer.
Yeah, I mean, I tried a couple things, spent some time on it, and just told them, unfortunately, to contact support so maybe they could remote in and troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, you know what?
Great.
Danielle Lee just posted a solution for the customer vendor. She uses, in parentheses, a capital C or a capital V
Nice.
behind the name, too, which
Yeah.
is also very helpful and a lot shorter
Popular.
than the customer vendor.
That's true. No, that's very popular. We were in support days. It was a -C or a -V, but I like the parentheses.
Ah,
Parentheses are cooler than dashes, I think.
I
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
parentheses. And I also,
Parentheses are a better hierarchy, aren't they? Up the chain, up the ladder better than, say, a dash. I think it is in the symbol world. Parentheses
you know
are
what I
higher
think? I
than
think
dashes.
they have a little bit more respect than just the dash. And also, I think it's helpful because I can do the parentheses with my hands, and I talk with my hands a lot. So that's better than just the dash. So I'm going to go with parentheses because I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Yep. And you can, at times, say parenthetical, and that is the biggest word you'll use all year. At least it is for me.
Maybe.
And I
It's
can
possible,
only use it.
yeah.
I don't get to use it often. Maybe 2 or
It's a
3
good
times a
word.
year. But when I do pause and just kind of sit there with it and then move on. But it is nice.
And then you let it sink in for a second. So speaking of big words, and I just want to say this. So my son Eric is 5. He'll be 6 in January, and he's in kindergarten right now. And he has been sandbagging us by telling us that, because he's supposed to read every night for 15 minutes, or we're supposed to read to him. So we've been reading to him because he keeps telling us, I can't, I don't know how. So we went to parent-teacher conferences the other day, and dude is totally sandbagging. The teacher's like, she says, I can sit down with any book and he reads the whole thing. It's because they're doing things where they have books where they are kind of reading the pictures, but the words are still there.
Yeah.
He said, no, he just rips through and reads all the words. And so I said, oh, really? That's pretty funny, because that little, I almost referred to him as a little shitbird, but I did not. I mean, I love him to death. He's awesome, but he really is he's kind of a little turd sometimes. And so I was just like, really? Because he totally is telling us he can't read. And she's like, no. He's reading like everything. So she said,
awesome.
Why don't I start sending books home? I'll start sending a book home with him a couple times a week, and that'll make him feel really cool because he's getting a book, and it'll make him feel special, and it'll be different from what he has at home. So she sent home a couple of these little books, and he just, ripped through and gave us this attitude like we were the dumbest people on the planet for even making him read these books. And so the last book she sent home had words like cartilage and things like pretty big words. And it's like a 3rd grade book. And
Cartilage.
read he was reading like all these, except for the big words that had more than 2 syllables. He read every single word, and so I think I'm in a little bit of trouble. Like I always say, I want my kids to be smart, but I don't want them to be like super smart, because then I am at a disadvantage eventually. And I mean, I'm kidding when I say that, but so I just thought you're mentioning big words. Eric is this close.
That's awesome.
As my yeah, it is really awesome, but also I'm kind of in a little bit of trouble. I'm just gonna say, I think that he's gonna start plotting his world domination soon. I think is what's gonna happen.
I think boys, I mean, they do get lazy at home. I've noticed. I mean, Isaac reads well, and we really have to nudge him to read to us, whereas in school, it's easier. So no, I think
He'll
that's
read
normal.
all day long to his. I'm sure Isaac does this
Yeah.
with Ray. He'll read all day long to her.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
I think you boys are especially lazy when it comes to dealing with like your moms, because we're gonna do stuff. We're the mom. We're just gonna help you out. We're gonna take care of it. So, you boys, love your mom.
The last question, and then we'll call it. And we do appreciate TSheets for coming on. It's the only time tracking app that I suggest, and I get it asked about once a week in my consulting position within Intuit. I support the sales teams.
Wait, you broke up a little bit. Repeat that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you broke up just a little bit.
Okay. In my consulting position with Intuit, where firms or accountants will ask, and a lot of times, we know we have some basic fundamental time tracking in desktop, Mac, and QBO. But if you really need a full time tracking solution, so I always suggest TSheets because they really walk you through everything. The support's awesome, and it's just a great app. So I'm really happy that they're moving on towards a certification for TSheets. That's a big step, and that's very impressive. For someone who reviews certification content for Intuit Academy, it's very hard, and it's a hard endeavor, and I think it's awesome what they're doing. So I wanted to thank their time for coming on. Yeah.
I'm just going to say writing certification.
You write certification. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough.
It's really difficult. So.
Not easy. So kudos to that. I'm looking forward to hear how that goes when I get in Sunday night. And if you're going to go at Sleater, stop by the booth. I'm mostly going to be a booth jockey the whole time, except for a couple things. But please stop by even starting Sunday night. I'll be there in the booth from 5:30 to 8:30, 8 to 8 Monday, and probably the same Tuesday. So very exciting. Stacy, are we actually having a show from Sleater on Tuesday?
I don't know. I was gonna maybe talk to you about that. I'm not sure. We can definitely do that. I'm hoping to maybe get a couple. I don't know what we're gonna do just yet.
Maybe.
So
take it offline. Yep.
Well, I'm thinking if we can't find time, you and I, to do it, maybe we can have Dawn do it, and maybe get her do the show with maybe a guest, a special guest host.
Exciting.
So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen next week. We're either not going to have a show or we're going to have a show. Those are our options.
Okay. And we'll let you know if you go to the qbshow.com or radiofreeqb.com. You'll be routed there, and it'll tell you whether we have a show from Sleater or not. Do apologize for the hiccups I had with the advanced reporting, but hopefully at least the AR aging dashboard you saw, and that was a very impressive kind of view. It was a canned report. We have about 12 of them. And we're going to build more, so it makes it easier for someone like John had said. You can't be faint-hearted with that. You need to have some technical skill. But if someone was just was very new to that kind of reporting and they bought Enterprise, it would be nice just to click on like a sleet of 20 reports that are common that they don't have to do tons to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think we're going to go towards. But it is very exciting, and I commit to next time we have the show to at least be able to show you the daily register and how I built it. If you want to see the video, I posted it on Twitter and tagged QB Show, or you can go to the QuickBooks product videos.homestead.com or go to the QB Show YouTube page. It's one of the first 3 videos, advanced reporting in Enterprise, and I did build the report. I just have like the memory of a goldfish. So I will try to do better with that next time. But we got into product on QBO, a little bit on desktop. We answered some questions. Thanks again to TSheets. Stacy, anything you want to leave us with? We'll see Don hopefully in either next week or in 2 weeks.
The only thing I want to say is if you're going to be at this leader conference, hashtag is Solutions14. I will be there. Monday, I am doing the session in the morning with Matt, like we talked about, and then I'm going to be probably mostly in the TSheets booth. And it's right next to the Intuit booth, so I'll probably be back and forth a little bit. So make sure you come, and say hi. To, find you and I, Woody and I, and come by and say hi. That's all. That's all I say.
Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe, or maybe not. We don't know.
Awesome.
We'll let you know.
That's perfect ending to this show. Thanks, Dan. You guys have a great night.
Bye-bye.
No away thumb drives, no attachments. Get the files anywhere when you're permitted access. What's the matter? Frustrated with the hassle? Jump up in the cloud and join us in the castle.
High up in the clouds and we're